First we start up FireFox, and then we can choose an add-on ePUBReader. Go down to add-ons, they're loading, click up here, type in ePUBReader, press return. The list of ePub add-ons are loading, and here's the one we want on top of the list. It's this one, ePUBReader. We click install and it starts downloading. It's fairly quick to install. It's installed. Okay, so we can restart FireFox, and you'll notice we've got this little symbol. A click on this symbol will start the ePUBReader. The next thing we want to do is to make this the default reader for an ePub. Let's close down FireFox. We'll bring in a test ePub and do a right click with this. We open with, and let's go down to choose default program. The default program we want was FireFox. Always use a selector program to open this kind of file, and click OK. And let us close this ePub. Let us check to see if we've got the default opening program for this ePub right. Double click on this and we open our ePub. You notice we've got a table of contents here and the title page here. If we want to go to a particular chapter, teaching our robot to move, tug of war tutorial, robot sumo, so we can go around to the various chapters in this table of contents. Okay. We can also go between them in this, the first one, second one, third one, go one at a time. Second chapter, first chapter, author's page, title and front cover. Okay, now we don't need this all the time. If we want to, we can make that any particular width, and you can see if we go to chapter 5 that when we change this, see, we don't know, there is the phrase at the end of that, we note that the number of words per line changes as we make it broader, and the font size remains the same. Okay, if we want to do this quickly, you'll notice there's an area here with little dots. Click on that one and we get a snap close. Click on that and we get a snap opened for the table of contents. Now we can also make this very wide if we've got a huge screen, and you'll notice the text extends across the complete page. If we look at this down here, we can change the reading style, and this changes it to a 2-column layout. We can change back and forth between this 2-column or the 1-column layout. We've also got a situation where we can decrease the font size if we want to, and if we want to, we can make it so small that probably only an ant could read it. We can make it larger if we have students who've got problems with eyesight, and in the single column layout we can go down, and that's our full column. Okay, if we go to the 2-column layout, instead of going down with an elevator here, we go across to individual screenfuls, left and right here. And you'll notice this is an individual screenful within the same chapter. This one is going back to the next chapter. Okay, and that will be the next chapter again. The only other thing that we've got, well, there are several other things actually, but we can go to preferences and we can go things like the background if we want to. we've got a choice. We could make that black, and we could make the font color user defined. Click on that, we can make that white. Okay, and we can put that in what some people call a bedtime reading mode. No, I won't make any jokes about that. So we can click back to as defined in your book, the font color, and we go back to a usual setup. The thing about this is you've got a very versatile layout. Let's change the font size back to a more usual thing, and you'll see that if we click on one of these hyperlinks, we can, after a while, connect to YouTube, and we can connect to a particular lesson. Next, we can go to full screen if we want to. We can allow full screen. We can have settings English, and we can get closed comments too. We can connect that up to HD, which will make this a little bit clearer. And we can click on this to turn off captions if we want to. Okay, so we can click here to close this down. You notice this is now a tab. We can go back to the ebook here. We can go to the YouTube here. If you want to get rid of the YouTube, we can click here and we're back to purely the ebook. This is a really nice and versatile arrangement we have in this particular reader that's attached to FireFox. We close this down and our book is closed. Well, that's our EPUB reader.